My name is Dakota White, and I'm a third grade teacher at Eastwood Elementary, and I'm a member of North Dakota United. I have taught many grades, but this coming school year I'll be teaching third grade. I was first told about North Dakota United my first year of teaching, and it seemed like a no-brainer because you only pay a certain amount of money to be in this, and then they pretty much have your back through everything. So not that I would have any worries, but just in case, it's nice to have someone on your side. I didn't know how easy it was to ask a question to someone that works for NDU, and maybe I always thought like, oh, I don't want to waste their time, but now knowing someone on there and just shooting her a question quick and getting a response right away, it just makes me feel comfortable, and now I would tell my colleagues and my coworkers, oh my gosh, just shoot. We have like a representative, shoot them an email. You can get all your questions answered. I think my most important job is to build a relationship with my students and then teach them all the standards and things that I'm supposed to do. I think what happens when a kid feels supported is that's when they can make the mistakes. Because if they feel supported, then they know someone will help them. I honestly tell my students all the time to make mistakes, and I encourage them to make mistakes because I tell them, especially in math, this is where we learn. So tell me your wrong answer. Tell me how you got that wrong answer. Then we can figure out what you did wrong, and then we won't make those errors anymore. And then it's nice for them to see when I make a mistake, because then they see that that's okay. Being responsible for so many things is overwhelming, but it's also a sense of pride, like look what I'm doing for these children. And so yeah, it can get overwhelming and there's a lot on your plate, but it's also, the outcome of teaching children and watching them grow and keeping them safe. And students tell you that they love you, and it's just the pride and how happy you are, it's undescribable. A story that will forever warm my heart. I had a student and her dad passed away, and I knew that she had to come back to school at some point, and it was right before Valentine's Day, and her mom had messaged me and was like, she wants to come back for the Valentine's Day party. And this was 2 days after her father had passed. I said, yes, please bring her, but please can you bring her just a little bit later so I can tell my students. The student walks in, sits down because we were having circle time. She sits down and one of my students looks at her and says, good morning, and her name, and she just kind of smiled. And then another student looked at her and said, I know how you feel. My dog died. All my students just came together and we all cried together. And it was the first time that I've seen 8-year-olds really show empathy. The girl stayed for half the day. Her mom messaged me later and was like, this was the best thing that she could have done. And it just made me feel so great. And then I told my class, I said, hey, this student's mom said thank you for making her day normal again and happy for a couple hours. And my students they were so proud of themselves, and they wanted to make someone happy, and it was an eye-opening experience. I teach a low enough grade where the students just love me, and I can't wait to go to school and not even really to teach them about math or nouns. It's just to see them and see them excited and just talk to them, get to know them.